Good morning, everybody. Today we are going through a 2020 MGS prelim paper. So let's get into the paper. Okay, the first question. Study the diagram below. 9 landmarks on a street directory are shown in the square grid below. Okay, so it's A, B, there's no C, there's G, E, J, F, H, and D. Okay, so question A, Peter was standing at E. Okay, he walked one step north, and 2 steps east. So 1 and 2. Okay, at which landmark should he be at? He will be at D. Part B, John was at one of the landmarks. He was facing east. Okay, so he's facing east, that means like in this direction. Okay, he turned 45-degree clockwise and faced F. So 45-degree clockwise and he faced F. Okay, which landmark was John at? Okay, so let's slowly eliminate. Cannot be J because J would be turning like this. Cannot be H, turning like this. Cannot be B because B, if you turn like this, you will also not face F. Okay, is it E? E 45-degree, okay, will not be, so E is also out. Is it A? Facing east, turn 45-degree, you're not gonna reach F. Okay, I suppose it should be G. Turn 45-degree, okay, he reached F. So the answer for part B is G. Question 2. Mr. Tan paid $126 for 45 markers. If each marker was 80 cents cheaper, how many more markers could he buy with the same amount of money? Okay, so the first step we're gonna do is we're gonna do $126 divided by 45 markers to find out what is the original price of each marker. Do 6 divided by 45 will be $2.80. Okay, if each marker was 80 cents cheaper, that means it will be $2.80 minus 80 cents. It will be $2, right? Okay, how many more markers could he buy? So with $126, if each marker is $2, it'll be 126 divided by 2. Okay, that means you can buy 63. So how many more? 63 minus 45, that will give you 18 more. Okay, how many more markers could he buy with the same amount of money? Question 3. Jane puts her collection of stamps onto 3 albums. The first album has 20 stamps. Okay, the second album has 4K stamps, and the third album has 4 plus K stamps. Okay, each of the following statements below is either true, false, or not possible, so we gotta put a tick under it. The first album has the most number of stamps. I don't think we can tell. Okay, because it depends on what K is. So the first one is not possible to tell. Okay, the second statement, the third album has fewer stamps than the second album. Okay, the third album has fewer stamps. This is also not possible to tell because if K equals to 1, right, then the second album will have 4. Okay, and the third album will have 5. Okay, but if let's say K is equals to 2, right? Okay, then the second album will have 8, and the third album will have 6. Okay, so this statement is also not possible to tell. The last statement, the total number of stems in the 3 album is 5k plus 24. Okay, we can work out the last statement over here. The first album 20 plus 4k plus another 4 plus k. Okay, this will give us 5k plus 24. Okay, so the last statement is true. Okay, question 4. Machine A can produce 200 toys in 1 hour. Machine B can produce 10% fewer toys than machine A in an hour. Okay, how long will it take to produce 2,280 toys if both machines are used at the same time? Okay, so we know that machine A can produce 200 toys in 1 hour, but what about machine B? Okay, machine B can produce 10% fewer toys in an hour, so I need to find what is 90% of 200, which will give me 180. Okay, so in 1 hour, okay, machine A plus B can produce 200 plus 180, which is 380. Okay, so how long does it take for both machines to produce 2,280 toys? I'm gonna use 2,280 divided by 380. So 2280 divided by 380 will give me 6 hours. Okay. Question 5. In the diagram below, CDEF. CDEF is a square and ACE. Okay, it's an equilateral triangle. Find angle AEF, which is already marked out over here. Okay, so we know that this angle here is 45, and we also know that this big angle here is 60. Okay, so 60 minus 45 is the answer. Okay, 15. Question 6. The figure is formed by a square, okay, a circle, this one, and 2 identical isosceles triangles like this. The length of square is 6 cm over here. What is the area of the shaded part? Okay, let's find the area of the shaded area of this part first. Okay, the outside is, it's not too difficult to find. Number 1 here. Okay, the area of the square, which is 36, minus away the area of the circle. Okay, area of the circle will be pi times r square. What is the radius of the circle? Okay, you need to realize that this is okay, so here to here is 6, right? Okay, which means that here to here is also 6. Okay, which means that this is 3 and this is 3. Okay, so 3.14 times radius square, or times radius. It's gonna give me 36 minus 28.26. okay, which is equal to 7.74. Okay, so the green shaded part outside is 7.74. Okay, now we need to find the inside, okay, the two isosceles triangle over here. So we know that this is a right angle triangle, 3. Okay, so what's gonna happen is, to find the area of these two shaded part, you can combine them and turn them into a square like this. Okay, so 3 times 3, okay, will give you the area of these two shaded part. Okay, so the area of the shaded part will be 9 plus 7.74, which is equal to 16.74 square cm. Okay, question 7. The figure not drawn to scale shows two identical squares, so I suppose it's this and this. Okay, a right angle triangle, this one. Find angle X. Okay, so the first angle that we can find is this angle over here. Okay, this angle over here will be 90 minus 48. It's gonna give me 42. Okay, so this is 42. Okay, which means that this angle over here is also 48. Okay, because it's 90 minus 42. Okay, look at this square over here. Okay, so now to find X, you can look at this right angle here. Okay, so using X plus 48 plus 32 will give you X. Okay, so 48 plus 32 will give me 80. 90 minus 80 will give me 10. Let me just double check. 42, so this is 48. Yep, okay, so the answer is 10 degree for X. Question 8. The graph below shows the number of tables in the primary classroom in Victory School. Okay, so the number of tables. Let us write down the numbers immediately. This is 35. Let me write it down in red color so it'll be easier to see. 35. 6B will be, each gap is a 1. So this is a 25, 26, 27. 6C will be 15, 16. Okay, 6D will be 35, 6, 7, 8. Okay, part A, there is room in each classroom for 40 tables. How many more tables can be added to the classroom? Okay, so for part A, I can add 5 more to the first class. Next one will be 13 more. Okay, for class 60, if you use 40 minus 16, you can add another 24. And the last class, you can add another 2 more. Okay, so that will be 5 plus 13 plus 24 plus 2. That will give me 44. Okay, part B, 29 tables are added to the classrooms. What is the percentage increase in the number of tables? Okay, so for part B, maybe I can do it here. Let us find the total tables first. Okay, using a 35 plus 27 plus 16 plus 38. Okay, 35 plus 27 plus 16 plus 38 will give me a 116. So to find the percentage increase, I need to use the increase divided by 116 multiplied by 100. Okay, this is going to give me a 25% increase. Okay, question 9. Mrs. Lee had 6M mangoes. She ate 2 mangoes and gave 3M mangoes to her sister. She then used half of the remaining mangoes to bake a mango cake. Okay, how many mangoes had Mrs. Lee left? Give your answer in terms of M in the simplest form. Okay, so 6M, she ate 2, so minus 2. And she gave away 3M, so minus another 3M. This is going to give me 3M minus 2. Okay, she then used half of the remaining. This is the remaining mangoes, right? So for part A, it will be 3M minus 2. Okay, over 2. Okay, for part B, if M is equals to 4, how many mangoes had Mrs. Lee left? Okay, so it will be 3 times 4 minus 2 and the whole thing divided by 2. 12 minus 2 is a 10, 10 divided by 2 is a 5. Okay, question 10. A piece of paper as shown below recorded the number of points obtained by 6 pupils in a quiz. Average number of points obtained by each pupil was 80. Okay, parts of the points obtained by Eve and Faith will not be seen as the paper was stained accidentally. How many points did each of them, Eve and Faith, obtain? Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to find the total scores. That will be 80 multiplied by 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students. Okay, 80 multiplied by 6, it will be 480. Okay, so the next step is I need to subtract away Agnes, Becky, Carol, and Diana's score in order to find the total of Faith and Eve. Okay, the safest way will be I'm gonna add them up together first. Okay, 74 plus 88 plus 93 plus 84 will give me 339. So the next step will be to use 480 minus 339, which will give me 141. Okay, which means that Eve and Faith, their total score is 141. Okay, let me break down Eve and Faith. This is we can see 8 as the first digit, right? So which means that the tens is 80. Okay, the ones is we do not know. Okay, as for Faith, right, the tens we do not know. Okay, the ones is a 2. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to use a 141, which is the total of Eve and Faith. I'm gonna subtract away the 80 from these tens, and I'm gonna subtract away another 2. Okay, so 141 subtract 80 subtract 2 will give me a 59. Okay, this 59 will suggest that the ones over here is a 9 and the tens over here is a 50. Okay, so if you want to check if this is correct or not, you can use 339 plus 89 plus 52 and then divide by 6. You should be able to get the average of 80. Okay, so if obtain 89 and Faith obtain 52. Question 11. A rectangular tank measuring 0.15 meter by 0.09 meter by 0.2 meter is filled with water up to 3/4 of its height. So this is the rectangular tank. Okay, the height here is 3/4. All the water in this rectangular tank is then poured into a cubical container, filling up to only 3/5. Okay, the cubical container. Find the capacity of the cubical container in cubic centimeter. Okay, so the first thing that we need to find is the volume of the water. So since they want it in cubic centimeter, we're gonna change all to centimeter. Okay, this is 20, this is 15, and this is 9. Okay, so instead of finding the whole volume multiplied by 3/4, okay, I'm gonna find what is 3/4 of the height. So 3/4 times 20, cancel 1, cancel 5 will give me 15 cm. Okay, because if you deal with bigger numbers, there's a risk of there's an increased chance of you making careless mistakes. So I always prefer to deal with smaller numbers. So this is the height of water. Okay, to find the volume of the water, I'm gonna use 15 times 15 times 9. Okay, it's gonna be 2025 cm cube. Okay, let me continue over here. So remember, 3/5 of the cubical container is filled with this amount of water, right? So you just need to find what is 1/5. 2025 divided by 3. Okay, and the capacity of the whole cubical tank will be 675 times 5. Okay, which is 3,375 cubic cm. Okay, question 12. A delivery company charges $50 for every successful delivery made without damages to the items. It will charge $5 less for any delivery with damages. Last month, the company earned $12,610 for every 20 deliveries. 6 of them were with damages. Okay, how many deliveries were made without any damages? Okay, so this one is like the grouping method, right? Okay, for every 20 deliveries, 16 of them without damages. So it means that 14 is delivered perfectly. So 14 times 50 is equals to 700. Okay, 6 times, it will charge $5 lesser, right? So it will be 45. Okay, that is going to be 270. So this is also dollars. So 700 plus 270 is equals to, okay, $970. This is the amount earned for one group. Okay, the next step will be to find out how many groups are there. 12,610 divided by the 970. Okay, so there's 13 groups. Okay, so the question is asking how many deliveries were made without any damages. Okay, 13 groups. Every group will have 14 deliveries that's made without damages. So 13 times 14 will give me 182 deliveries made without damages. Okay, question 13. Ali, Ben, Cain, and Dan shared a sum of money. Ali has half of the total amount of money that Ben, Cain, and Dan have. Ben has 1/3 the total amount of money that Ali, Cain, and Dan have. Cain has 1/7 of the total amount of money that Ali, Ben, and Dan have. Okay, what fraction of the total sum of money does Dan have? And okay, so for this question, if you realize it is actually a constant total type of question, that means the total amount of money is the same. A constant total or total unchanged is the same thing. Okay, so let us write down the ratio first. I always prefer to solve it in ratio. Okay, so A is to B plus C plus D is 1:2. Okay, B is to A plus C plus D is 1:3. Okay, so C is to A plus B plus D. Okay, it's gonna be equal to 1:7. Okay, the total units for them is, this is 3 units, this is 4 units, and this is 8 units. Okay, so the lowest common multiple will be 24. So this has to times 8, times 6, and times 3. Okay, which means that I know that Ali, A is to B is to C is, okay, A will be 1 times 8, which is 8. Okay, B will be 1 times 6, which is 6. C will be 1 times 3, which is 3. Okay, so we are short of D. Okay, we can use the last, actually you can use any one of it. I'm gonna use the last one. Okay, so A plus B plus D is 7 times 3, which is 21 unit. Okay, so if I use a 21 unit, minus away A and minus away B, okay, this is gonna give me 7 units. Okay, so which means that D is 7. So now we can answer part A. What fraction of the total sum of money does Dan have? So Dan will have 7. Okay, out of a total of 8 plus 6 plus 3 plus 7, that should give you 24. Okay, part B then has $84. Find the sum of money shared by the 4 boys. Okay, so for part B is also gonna be quite straightforward. 7 units will be equal to $84. Okay, find out what is 1 unit, which is 12. And find out what is the sum of money, which is 24 units. Okay, 12 times 24 will give you 288. Okay, question 14. The figure below is made up of a rectangle and 2 different quarter circles. The radius of the big quarter circle is 6 cm over here. Okay, the radius of the small quarter circle is 4 cm over here. Find the perimeter of the shaded part. And find the area of the shaded part. Okay, so for part A, let us find the perimeter of the shaded part first. I'm gonna find the perimeter of the big quarter circle first, which is 104 times 3.14 times diameter, which is a 12. Okay, 3.14 times 12 divided by 4 will be a 9.42 cm. Next, I'm going to find what is the perimeter of the smaller quarter circle. So it will be 104 times 3.14 times 8. Okay, 6.28 cm. Now I'm left with this part here. This part here is 4 cm. Oh, sorry. This part here is 2 cm because it is 6 minus 4, which is 2 cm. And this part here is also 6 minus 4, which is also 2 cm. Okay, so 9.42 plus 6.28 plus another 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, 19.7 cm. Okay, so for part B, find the area of the shaded part. Okay, for part B, I'll need to use overlapping technique. Kind of forgot which is the 2 colors that will change each other. Yep, I think it's these 2. Okay, so the first thing is I'm gonna find the area of the quarter circle. Let me color the quarter circle. Okay, if I find the area of the big quarter circle plus the area of this smaller quarter circle, right? Okay, you can see that the green color part okay, is the overlapping part. So the green color part will have 2 layers. Okay, we call it 2 layers. I'm gonna do part B here. So I'm gonna first find a quarter times 3.14 times 6 square. Okay, this is going to give me okay, 28.26. Okay, this is the big water. Okay, next 104 times 3.14 times 4 square. Okay, 12.56. This is the small. Okay, if I were to use the total area, which is 28.26 plus 12.56, okay, is 40.82. Okay, using the total area of these two, minus away the area of the rectangle, okay, I am actually erasing away, try the medium, this part here. Okay, and I'm erasing away one layer. I was hoping it would just erase away one layer, but no, it doesn't. Okay, maybe I can try to do this. I'm also erasing away one layer here. Okay, and I'm also erasing away... No, this was... Okay, I'm also erasing one layer from here. So if you erase away one layer from the green part, you're left with one layer. Okay, so this means that find the area of the rectangle, which is 6 times 4, which is 24. Okay, and then if you use 40.82 minus 24, okay, that is going to give you the answer. Okay, 16.82 cm square cm. Okay, question 15. The line graphs show volume of water in tank A and B with different capacities. At first, tank A was completely filled with water, while tank B was half filled with water. Okay, a tap was turned on to drain out water from tank A. After 20 minutes, the tap in tank A was turned off. The tap was then turned on for 10 minutes for water to flow into tank B at a constant rate, filling it to its brim. Okay, so this is the graph of tank A and tank B. Okay, for part A, complete the line graph to show the volume of water in tank B in the last 10 minutes. Oh, okay, I think it has already been done. Okay, because half of it is 150, each one is a 10, right? 6, 7, 8, so this is 180. 180 times 2 will be 360. Okay, so you need to draw a line from here to here, the 360. So for part B, how much water is drained from the tap in tank A in 1 minute? Let's go back to tank A. So at first it is 300. By the end of 20 minutes it is 100. Okay, So for part B, 300 minus 100 is 200. Okay, then 200 divided by 20 minutes will give you 10 liters per minute. Okay, so the answer for part B is 10. Let me write it down first. Okay, for part C, how much more water flowed from the tap in tank B as compared to the tap in tank A in 10 minutes? Okay, so for tap B in 10 minutes, okay, 180 liters of water flowed out of it. For tap A, 10 minutes is here. Okay, so from 300 to 200, so for tap A, 10 minutes, 100 liters. Okay, so how many more? I'm just gonna use 180 minus 100. Okay, that's gonna be equal to 80 liters. And 80. Oh, I written it down. Okay, question 16. If Alice gave 22 sweets to Doris, she would have 4 times as many sweets as Doris. If Doris gave 18 sweets to Alice, she would have 1/9 of the total number of sweets Alice and Doris had. Okay, find the total number of sweets they had altogether. Okay, so for this question, I'm gonna try and draw a model. I'm gonna try and draw a bigger one. This would be Alice. Okay, I'm gonna cut it into 4 parts. Okay, because I'm gonna use the 4 times as a benchmark. Okay, so for Doris, you have 1, right? Okay, but before that, Alice gave 22 sweets to Doris, right? So I'm going to draw a 22 over here. Okay, which is supposed to be like somewhere here. Okay, so this thing when Alice gave 22 sweets to Doris. Okay, it means that originally what they have will look something like this. Okay, without the 22. Okay, but I'm gonna keep it there first because we still have other problems to deal with. Okay, if Doris gave 18 sweets to Alice, that means now I'm gonna cut and here 18. It is given over. I'm gonna put 18 here. Okay, Doris would have 1/9 of the total number of sweets Alice and Doris had. Okay, which means that if I'm gonna let this be 1 unit, okay, here to here will be 8 units. Okay, and we can see that these two add up to become 40. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut this red color block into 1 unit 40. Okay, a 1 unit plus a 40. 1 unit plus a 40. And this will be also a 1 unit plus a 40. Okay, so at this point, you can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, which means that the 4 units, okay, is equals to how many 40 are there? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, equals to 40 times 5, which is 200. Okay, 1 unit will be equal to 50. 200 divided by 4, which is 50. Okay, find the total number of sweets they had altogether. Okay, so the total will be 9 units, right? So 9 times 50 times 9, it will be 450 sweets. Okay, so this will be the answer for this question. Okay, question 17. An identical dress with the same usual price was sold in both shop A and shop B. At a sale, shop B offered a 5% discount more than shop A. Mei Ling bought the dress from shop B and paid $51. The purchase saved her $3.40 more as compared to buying the dress from shop A. Okay, so for part A, what was the usual price of the dress before discount? Okay, for part A, you need to understand that 5% is basically equals to the $3.40. Okay, so to find 100%, you just need to use 340 times 20. Okay, it's gonna be $68. Part B, what was the percentage discount offered in shop A? Okay, so for A, which means that they are selling the dress at $51 plus $3.40, right? Okay, because the purchase saved her $3.40 more as compared to buying the dress from shop A. Okay, so 51 plus 3.4 will be $54.40. Okay, using 68 minus 54.4, that is going to give me $13.6. Okay, to find the percentage discount, I need to use 13.6 over 68 multiplied by 100. 13.6 divided by 68 times 100. Okay, it's gonna be 20%. Okay, at this point you can actually do a check. Right, for shop B, the amount discount will be 68 minus 51, right? Which is $17. Okay, then after that you use 17 over 68 times 100. Okay, it will be 25% discount. So it is indeed 5% more. Okay, so we have come to the end of the paper.